What is up? What's good? How you doing? How you been? Hope you're doing well. I'm doing pretty good. Just gonna go over what's going on with me today and what I plan to happen in the near future. You know, where am I at? What am I doing? Where have I been? That kind of thing. So I started my day at about 3:30 a.m. That's when I woke up. I made it over to Kimberly Clark by about 4:15 a.m. I got there a day early for the delivery or for the pickup, not delivery. I was picking up a load. Got there a day early, so I just stayed a day at a convenience store that had truck parking about a mile and a half away, 2 miles away. So I went over there this morning whenever my appointment window got close. I was still an hour early for my appointment window. I wasn't supposed to be there until after 5 a.m. and I got there at 4:15 a.m. But got checked in. My trailer was ready when I got there, and they were excited that I brought them an empty because they were out of empties and they still had loads they needed to load, but they didn't have any empties to load. So they had me go ahead and throw my empty straight into a dock so that they could start loading it right away. And I went and grabbed my preloaded trailer and started making my way to Beaver Dam, Wisconsin. So it's going from Paris, Texas to Beaver Dam, Wisconsin. The load pays $3,000 plus fuel surcharge. I only get 65% of that. So my 65% cut plus fuel surcharge comes out to about $2,000. I'm making roughly $2,000 on this load gross to the truck. That doesn't include expenses like fuel and everything else that's going to come out. So the load pays me a total of $2,000 and it's going about 850 miles. I'm making $2.12 a mile on the load. That's what I make. So it's a pretty decent paying load. Anything that pays me over approximately $1.90 a mile is a solid load. It's a good load. Now, if I can get $3 a mile, yeah, that's where I would love to be all the time. But you can't always be there. So it was a lot of highway driving when I first picked up the load. I just got on the interstate not too long ago, within the last hour, hour and a half. So the first 4 or 5 hours of the drive were all highway. And I plan on stopping at the TA in Strafford, Missouri, which is east of Springfield. It's the east side of Springfield, Missouri. I'm going to stop at the TA there, and I'm going to take a 10. And at the end of my 10, I'm going to top off fuel there and then switch over to nighttime driving. I should arrive at the TA at 11 a.m., so I'll be able to start driving at 9 p.m. And I'll be driving basically 9 to 9, 9 to 8:30, 9 to 8-ish, somewhere in that area. I can do the drive in 2 drive shifts if I want to, but I don't know if I'm going to do it in 2 drive shifts. I have an extra day on the load. I can get there a day early. So I can easily do another drive shift to get there if I want. Like if I don't feel like driving my full 11 on my next drive shift, if I want to stop early, I can easily do that if I want to. So we'll just see what happens. I don't have a backhaul yet. I thought I had one yesterday. Whenever I was in bed, I started checking the load board on my phone, and I found a load going from Chicago to Albuquerque, roughly 1,300 miles, paying $5,000 plus fuel surcharge. I would have probably made about $3,600 on that load. It's a pretty good paying load. I would have had a crazy amount of deadhead miles. Albuquerque to Oklahoma City is 600 miles. I would have deadheaded from Albuquerque to Oklahoma City. Plus, it was going to be about a 170-mile deadhead from Beaver Dam, Wisconsin to the place I was picking it up in Chicago. So yeah, a lot of deadhead miles, almost 800 deadhead miles on that load. But it still would have been worth it. But by the time I crawled out of bed, got onto my computer, checked the specifics of the load, and verified I would be able to pick it up on time and all that stuff, somebody else had already requested the load. I did put in a request for it, but they replied back to me and said that somebody requested it before me and I didn't get the load. I might still get the load because there's a lot of people at USA Truck that request loads without verifying they can actually pick them up on time. And they end up having to cancel those loads at the last second. So that load may still get canceled and I may still get it, but it probably won't cancel until Sunday because it picks up, if I remember correct. No, it picks up on Friday. I take that back. It picks up on Friday. So today's Wednesday. So it'll probably cancel off Thursday, tomorrow, maybe as early as today. Just whenever the person realizes that they can't pick it up on time is when it will cancel. And it'll pop back onto the load board. And I should still have it in my request list. If it hits the load board again, I'll still have an open request on it, unless the driver managers canceled out the requests whenever they assigned it to whoever they assigned it to. They don't normally do that though. If a load cancels off of somebody and goes back to the load board, it generally shows back up in my request list. So we'll see if I get that load. If I don't get that load, it's not the end of the world. I'm going to a really good freight market. The load that I have taking me up to Wisconsin is a great load because, number one, I didn't have to go very far to pick the load up. I especially, what I didn't want to do is I didn't want to have to drive to a major city, Dallas or Houston, to pick up a load. I was up in Northeast Texas. There's a bunch of small towns up there. I was hoping to get a load out of those small towns and not have to drive all the way to Dallas or Houston to pick up a load. I didn't want to deal with Dallas or Houston. So that was number one good thing about the load, is I got to stay up there in the small towns of Northeast Texas. Number two thing was that it paid decent. It was a solid paying load. And number three is that it got me into a good freight market. Wisconsin is just a really good freight market on USA Truck's load board. You can find consistent, loads that pay you or me $2 a mile after our percentage cuts. If I can find one that pays me $3 a mile after the percentage cuts, that's even better. Well, we'll wait and see what pops up on the load board. I've been watching the load board, and there hasn't been a whole lot posted. That's another reason why I'm going to shut the truck down here whenever I get to the TA in Springfield, which I'm only 20 miles away, is so that I can look at the load board today. Today's Wednesday, the 24th. It is 10:34 a.m. Central Time, which is a local time zone that I'm in. So I should get there roughly around 11 a.m. I'll shut the truck down and I'll go and look at the load board and, then get some sleep, wake up, check the load board again before I leave, and hopefully find a load. If I see some good loads on there, if I actually do find a load, I'll probably do a load board video. I don't know. We'll see. But whatever happens, I plan on my next load being my last load with USA Truck. See how fast this guy. I have plenty of room to move over to the left if I need to. All right, I'm going to go ahead and move over to the left. I don't know if this guy's going to stay at that speed or if he's going to go 80 miles an hour. Looks like he's going to stay at that speed. He's going about 5 to 10 under the speed limit. And I hate that Missouri has their damn rumble strip right on the line. It actually goes like an inch past the line. I'm a line rider. I hug the lines. And whenever they put the rumble strip like an inch past the line, I don't like that because I'm always touching the rumble strip when they do that. Oh, now this guy's speed matching me, but I got enough room to move over. We've only got 18 miles of this left, and then we're going to be switching to night driving. So, yeah, I'm hoping that my next load is going to be my last load with USA Truck. Why do I say that? Well, I applied to Landstar 2 weeks ago today. I applied to Landstar at like 8 a.m. 2 Wednesdays ago. So it's been 2 weeks and 2 hours, 2 weeks and almost 3 hours since I applied to Landstar. Their qualification process, they told me, takes 3 to 4 weeks. And part of that qualification process is a drug test and a vehicle inspection. These jackasses are slowing down in front of me, taking a damn exit. Why do you pass somebody just so you can slam on your brakes in front of them? What kind of asshole does that? Apparently half the people in this fucking country. Jackasses. All right, I'm jammed into this lane, and now I'm catching up with this other vehicle that's going slow in front of me. Got merging traffic. I got people passing me. Gonna have to hit my brakes. Sorry, this is just interrupting the damn video. You need another mud flap, bro. Bro, do you even pre-trip? Bro. I don't get like all these people driving down the road with vehicles that are obviously illegal. Like if I can tell that your truck is illegal by driving alongside of it, then you did a really half-ass pre-trip inspection. Like if I can pre-trip it as I'm driving by it and tell that shit's illegal, your pre-trip sucks. We got a prime in front of us, so we're going to need to hit the left lane again. But I have a string of four-wheelers coming by me. I'm going to have to hit my brakes behind this prime. I'm not going to be able to get over. I'm going to go ahead and start slowing down. Come on, four-wheelers. Damn it. All right, after this one, I think I can squeeze over. And hopefully this is going to be the last person I have to pass before my damn exit. But we're like on the edge of Springfield, Missouri. This is Prime Incorporated headquarters. I might have to pass a dozen more primes before I get to my exit. These sons of bitches are everywhere. $62-mile-per-hour gang. Unless they talk you into that lease, then you can go 65 like a boss. So yeah, I'm hoping that my next load is going to be my last load at USA Truck. So once they get done investigating me, which should be done by the end of this week, then they should reach out to me and they should give me instructions at that point on a drug test and a vehicle inspection. Now, most places do drug tests and vehicle inspections during orientation. Landstar doesn't do that. You do your drug test and vehicle inspection before you come to orientation. All right, speed limit dropped to 60. Go ahead and pop the cruise off. Let it drift down. And I think the speed limit doesn't go up to 70 until just a couple of miles before my exit, so it's going to be a slow cruise for the rest of the drive. Probably 60-mile-an-hour speed limit for Prime. It's their hometown. So I want to do the drug test and the vehicle inspection at my house. You schedule your own. They just tell you you need to get a drug test done. It's up to you to go schedule it with a clinic and go do it and all that stuff. And you have to pay for it. The vehicle inspection is the same way. You schedule it, you go do it, you pay for it. You just send them the results. Second here is popular on-ramp. I'm just trying to watch on-ramp traffic because you can't see shit on this on-ramp. Oh my goodness. Holy crap. Calm down, Mercedes. Got a Mercedes going like 80 miles an hour in the left lane. Just trying to pass every fucking body, being a selfish jackass. He saw that as soon as I threw my signal on, that damn Mercedes floored it and tried to get over alongside me before I could finish the lane change. I cannot stand sons of bitches that do that shit. That's some aggressive driving bullshit is what that is. And all these people that merged on are just like speed matching me. I can't get over. So we're just stuck in the left lane. But yeah, whenever I get back to the house after my next load, hopefully, I'm going to need to do the drug test for Landstar, vehicle inspection for Landstar. I need to put my truck in the shop, get a few minor things fixed. I'll probably do that before the inspection, of course. But I could probably pass an inspection right now without putting the truck in the shop. And then I need to go over and do taxes. I need to, go in with my accountants and talk with them and do taxes and stuff. Oh, that jackass in the Mercedes needed to take an exit. They were just out there trying to fly around everybody to take an exit. So that jackass in the Mercedes already gone. What a selfish asshole. Out there just trying to fly around everybody so they could slam on their brakes and take an exit. But anyway, yeah, I think that's all the stuff I need to do when I get home. I'm hoping that I'm going to be home for a total of 3 weeks. And when I say that, that includes Landstar orientation. This is the way I hope that it plays out. I hope that I get home and, get the inspection and everything knocked out really quick. And then I'm in orientation with Landstar within my first week, maybe my first 2 weeks of being home. And then I'm hoping I have a trailer from Landstar by my 3rd week home. And I hope I'm able to leave the house, go pick up my trailer, and actually start running loads for Landstar within 3 weeks. So I'm hoping to do 3 weeks total home time and be running loads for Landstar at the end of those 3 weeks. Not like going to orientation at Landstar within those 3 weeks. That 3 weeks of home time also includes going to orientation, which will be me driving my personal vehicle down to hopefully Fort Worth. That's the closest Landstar facility I know of to my house, and Fort Worth isn't too terribly far. Just drive my personal vehicle down there, stay a couple of days, and then drive back home. So that'll be part of my 3 weeks off, is just hanging out, doing the orientation at Landstar. So it won't be like a full 3 weeks off. I will be doing quite a bit of work during that time, going to orientation and You know, getting work done on the truck, getting inspections done and shit like that. All right, speed limit's just now jumping back up to 70, but I'm trying to give these guys enough room to merge on in front of me before I accelerate up. And I've only got 5.5 miles until my exit. We're on the east side of Springfield now. That was Springfield, Missouri. That's all there was to it. It's Prime Incorporated headquarters. French's, man, that's a good place to pull loads. I've pulled loads out of this French's before. They're good people. They give you goodie bags, and they work with you on appointments. I've always gotten there early, and they've always got me a dock early and got me loaded early. They're really cool, good people to do business with, and it's like solid paying loads. Um, so yeah, that's all the stuff that I've got going on. And like I said, I'm hoping to find a really good solid load as my last load to get me back home. Now, there are a couple of loads that aren't as good as that Albuquerque load paying $5,000, but I'm not going to have to deadhead 800 miles on them. There's a couple of loads that are like $3,000 loads, which I would make about $2,000 on, that are going to Tulsa, Oklahoma, or North Texas, um, which would only be anywhere from 100 to 200 mile deadhead to get home after I delivered those loads. So those are fairly common loads up in this area. So I'm hoping to get a unicorn. That would be a really nice going away present, to get a nice unicorn load. I'm not planning on it. I'm not betting everything on that, but that would be really nice to end, you know, my run at USA Truck on is a nice, really nice load, like $5,000 or $6,000 load. That would be pretty sweet, but those are pretty rare. So I'm not gonna bet the house on that. Anything else that I got going on or that I'm planning? I can't think of anything. I'm just really hoping that the transition over to Landstar is really quick. I would like to get back out there and get rolling. I had that 2 months of December and January where I didn't really make any money. And then I had a $2,200, $2,100 repair bill. Um, so all of that combined, it cost me about $3,000 a month to just set it home. So it cost me like $6,000 over that 2 months. Plus, one of those months I was sitting in the truck at a truck stop, so I was burning a lot of fuel running the APU. Well, not a lot of fuel. The APU doesn't use a ton of fuel, but I was using fuel running the APU, so I was using extra fuel instead of just sitting in my house where I don't use fuel. You know, stuff like that. Like, it ended up costing me probably $7,000, $7,000 or $8,000 is what it ended up costing me. And then you throw in the repair bill. Oh, also, you know, all the insurance payments and stuff that I still had to pay over that time. It came out to a total of somewhere in the area of 7, maybe 8,000, and then the $2,100 repair bill on top of that. You're talking about $9,000 or $10,000 that just vanished out of my savings accounts. Um, well, I don't have a savings account. It vanished out of my checking account, my business checking account. Like 10 grand just disappeared. So, you know, I had a 10 grand cushion sitting in, well, I had more than a 10 grand cushion sitting in my checking account, but 10 grand of my cushion disappeared because of setting over December and January and not moving a load during that time. I was actually hoping to add to my, my money in my business checking. And the exact opposite happened. I used up a whole bunch of it. Now, these 3 weeks that I'm going to be out right now, that's really going to help a lot getting some money back in there. I don't even know if I'm going to be back up to where I was at the beginning of December, but it'll help. At least I'm not going to be like so far down. I think this guy needs to make a right-hand turn. He's trying to pass me on the shoulder already. Girl, not guy. I just default to guy. But I'll probably end the video once I get parked. Let me this place is kind of a pain in the ass to get into. I mean, there are much worse places to get into, but this TA, this is a really tight turn right here. If you get some dumbass that doesn't realize how tight this turn is, then you could get really close to hitting somebody. All right, I'm going to wait for this guy to fly through here because I've got a green, not an arrow. I have to yield to oncoming traffic. Oh, great. This jackhole is just flying from one truck stop to the other. Come on, four-wheelers. You're just so spaced out. You're just like perfectly spaced out where I can't get over. All right, you got enough room to swing wide right here. But this turn right here is what I'm talking about. So I'm going to have to drive on the shoulder, way over here on the shoulder, to keep from hitting this guy. There's another big truck going the other way. This dumbass, look at him. His trailer's way out in the other lane. He just has no sense of, the size of his vehicle. All right, I'm going to wait for this truck, and then I'm going to swing out into the opposing lane so I can make this damn turn. Because I need to whip behind all these sons of bitches in the fuel island and go around them to the right. I'm going to top off fuel whenever I leave. And I have an idea of where I'm going to park. I want to park in a spot where I'm not going to have a creative parker block me in. I want to park next to that white Kenworth straight in front of me. It's going to be kind of a pain in the ass to get there from where I'm at. How to do this. Okay, I know what I'm going to do. There are several ways that I could set up for that. But I'm gonna set it up in the easiest way that I can think of. What is this guy doing? What is this guy doing? Stevens Transport, you're a fucking idiot. All right, let me get my belt off. Are you fucking kidding me? That guy's backing into the spot. We'll park next to him. All right, there we go. Gotta keep an eye out for dumbasses driving behind me because there's no shortage of dumbasses. You know what? I'm actually gonna pull up on this. I waited a little bit too long to chase it. I'm trying to avoid this Freightliner. Trying really hard to avoid this Freightliner to my right. And I tried a little too hard to avoid it. I ended up taking too long to chase. We're good now. Just a minor adjustment, and now we're basically perfect into the spot. Yeah, we're perfect. All right, that's good. I don't want to actually bump the curb with my tires because that's how you rip off mud flaps. But I'm not going to roll this through my post-trip inspection. So let me think of what to say to finalize. And turn those off. Yeah, this is going to be, whenever I leave, I'm going to pull out to the left right here and then swing out way left and then turn back in and get fuel. Hopefully there's not like a million people lined up at the fuel island at 9 p.m. Hopefully I'm able to get in and out. Hopefully they're policing the 30-minute campers. But yeah, I think that's about it for this video. I can't think of anything else to say. Oh, I remember this TA has good food, and they have a Taco Bell here. I'm gonna go inside and grab something to eat. I'll take a look at the load board first, then I'll go in and grab something to eat, and then I'll come back out and look at the load board while I'm eating. But that's about it for this video. I'll do a load board video if I find a load. If not, I'm just gonna keep looking for loads between now and the delivery date. I don't know when exactly I'm going to make it to the location. I can't deliver this early. This is a Walmart load. They're really strict on appointment times. I have an appointment window that's basically all day on the 26th on Friday. And if I drive as hard as I can be there Thursday morning at about 9 a.m. So I can be there really early for the appointment. I don't know if I'm going to drive that hard, though. I probably will. I'll probably get there ASAP just so that I have more options available to me. The quicker I get there, the quicker I take a 10, stuff like that, then the more options I have available to me when it comes time to pick up another load. So anyway, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. Be safe out there.